And welcome back everybody to Limbus Company. Yesterday we did the FURRIES, we started the new Intervallo, we got the funeral. Let's just go straight to the next part. Once again, everybody, if you missed anything today, I want to catch up to the full playthrough, goes to the Games Are Bastard channel. The whole playthrough goes there. That's where the VODs for the gaming section go to. If you become a paid member, you get access to the videos as soon as they are scheduled, on top of course, supporting this channel. And you get the emotes. Turns out that YouTube puts behind a paywall the custom emotes. That's not something I can change. Can you use the custom emotes on comments? I don't know. Well, if you join, let me know. Let me know if you can use it in the comments, because if you can then flood the comments with the custom emotes, let's just say it would be really funny to have Ishmael emotes on there. Anyway, we started. We got all the things. But to exchange rate system, we wouldn't be able to. Twitch does not allow for it, so we can't. So Lay Hang raid boss came out today. Oh shit, nice. Not so welcome to how you doing. Identified with a cricket that had a missing back leg in the bathroom, and you won. Nice. You can use custom emote chat. Oh hell yeah, you can use the custom emotes on the comments. Hell yeah. There you go. Alright, let's go. The value of points even further, to a different extent, because the stream avatar's gold is a lot more difficult to get, so yeah. The place Hohenheim led us to looked less like a recovery ward and more like an interrogation chamber. Oh yeah, this is where like we went to either Sinclair or Gregor. I know you were checking on someone, so yeah, right away get bastard boy. This is very high, yeah. Normal, the hard refractor keeps gutting you. Nice. The burn or hay shows, a little bit bone. Oh, okay. So we might try it later. We'll see. Though every single medical equipment installed around seemed to be state of the art. Ah, this place looks well equipped. Bozo, welcome today. How you doing?
Probably a direct order from upper management. Although technologies to restore lost body parts are common enough in the city, a facility of this kind is required to preserve the original form of her lower body in the reconstruction process, while keeping the cost reasonable.
Right, we took Kira. We retrieved Kira, and we are gonna be her new family. They glued her back together. Yep, she got Darth Mauled, and she's about to get Darth Mauled. Look at that. Reasonable, huh? Do I want to ask how expensive the other options are if this counts as reasonable? A windowless room thick with the sharp scent of medicine and chemicals. Kira was sitting on the bed at the center of the room, kicking her feet as she regarded us. For some reason, for someone recovering from bisection, she didn't look much different from how she'd appeared when I'd seen her through the sinner's shared vision. She looks a lot sadder because, you know, her dad betrayed her by splitting her in half. So, rushing to go somewhere, a serious attempt either. Use House of Spiders team. Nice. We're adopting you, please don't resist. Yep.
She was captured alive for the extraction of information, yes? How far along is the process of extraction?
It hasn't begun actually. We are leading into the lines of information that weren't questioned can be isolated. So far, loadout label personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items discovered in the House of Spiders.
Now what you even doing here?
There's work to be done, contingent upon information obtainable only from a recent inhabitant of the House of Spiders.
They washed the fluffy cat. Yeah, they made her take a shower and everything. Yeah, no, it's they took off her hoodie. They made her take a shower. They took away her chains. Yeah, no, she's Yeah. Kira got budget treatment going, her bottom half stands grosser like Deadpool the first movie. That sounds hilarious. That sounds hilarious. So yeah, she's been regrowing like, yep.
And following a discussion with the upper management, I have decided to put you to use as a company had already intended.
No TV, no comic books. I'm just a super prickly glare of old shoulder whenever I ask for something past time. And now, you will suddenly need my help, huh? Give me one reason I should cooperate.
Owenheim didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow at Kira's biting tone. He merely gave her a nod with a steely, imperturbable expression. I didn't ask for your help, but the youth, I believe, is what I said.
What?
Your survival is not incidental, it's the result of calculation. The company anticipates a potential profit by keeping you alive, expected gain as the term goes. Without such a forecast of the company's part, you would have already been disposed of. The upper management consists of people who would be disinclined to tolerate the daily maintenance and depreciation costs of this room, even at half their current numbers.
Welcome today, F7V. I apologize. I can't read that. Them characters ain't American enough. By the way, happy State Foundation Day, everybody. I live in Hungary, and today is State Foundation Day, like Hungary Day. Basically, Saint Stephen or Saint István Day today. Hungary turns 1,026 years old as of today. As at least in the state that we know it, Hungary does not have independence, but it has State Foundation Day. So yeah, there you go. First Kira to eat a single vegetable. Yes, they gave her broccoli, but you know how there's people who are like the broccoli and like the healthy food enthusiasts that cannot make food taste good. Yeah, they gave her like raw broccoli. Scotty, welcome today. How you doing? Alright, so, yeah, it's gonna go to welcome today, and, definitely welcome today. So, James, there's a James. There's the bleed count and gore. James just so good. There's a James ID? That sounds hilarious.
That brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining this uncooperative attitude, the company may decide to convene a meeting to reassess your worth, or shall we say, lack thereof, in its projected income statement. Well, suffice it to say that such an assessment would skew heavily against your favor. The outcome would be a recommendation of immediate disposal.
Happy Hungry Day. Yep, there you go. Lamarck, welcome today. We're at note number 2. Owenheim always had a way with words that could prickle and sting. Hate vegetables that aren't on some kind of sauce, especially lettuce. Lettuce is the most boring vegetable by far because it's mostly water. I love broccoli when you put it with when you like cook it. Like the way I make broccoli, I love it. Hungary is in 10th century AT. Yup. Újszékesfehérvár is the name of the city as we established it. So yeah. And then Purgatorio is James. Well, there you go. So yeah, no, like lettuce can be nice as a like quasi palate cleanser, but yeah, no, like carrots are really, I love making carrot fries. Like instead of making potato french fries, I make carrot fries. It's like a tenth of the calories and they're just as filling and they're delicious. So yeah, Limbus would completely be in their rights to put Kira in front of the firing squad. They've kept her alive and saved her from mercy. Absolutely. Yes. Ugh. The city that literally nobody else knows and talking about for 3 hours straight during his streams. Well, too bad. Yeah, I've deciphered a little too many. James has deciphered a little too many things, so there you go. But with Kira, it almost felt as if he traded the usual thorn off for a sharper knife, intent on twisting it right where it hurt.
That meat as soon as usefully runs out anyway. It's not like you're gonna let me live, not after I killed a bazillion of your guys.
So you anticipated some sort of corporate level territorial response against your person. It's indeed a curious line of reasoning. And I must tell you that, unlike your typical backstage syndicates such as the Middle, corporate entities of the city tend to avoid choices that may incur losses.
The value of the information that could be extracted from an apprentice of the Middle, and the comet prowess honed under the tutelage of a great brother of the Middle. These two considerations are likely what increased your value in the eyes of the company. Ha! Y'all got zero self-respect, huh?
You should consider yourself fortunate.
Huh? What the heck are you on about?
Other companies would not solicit your cooperation by means of verbal exchange. Your interrogator would simply open your cranium, harvest your brain, and extract any and all necessary information without going through intermediate steps such as this.
Yeah.
Even with resorting to such methods, the range available means to compare the disclosure of information is practically limitless. Truth serums, hypnotic suggestions, electrical shocks and stimulations, and of course, procedures utilizing distortions and abnormalities.
Electrical shocks and stimulations. He made a distinction there. In case you like it.
That being said, the LC department prefers to distance itself from such uncivilized approaches that may entail complications and after effects.
Send her to the monolith? Nope. Nope. Nope, she ain't going anywhere near the monolith. Like I would like electric shocks, there are some electric shocks that might be pleasant. Yeah, there's people that might be into that, so yeah, there you go. Always fan of Zapdos. My favorite was always Lugia. The one that just... My favorite was always Lugia. You had Articuno, you had Zapdos, Moltres, all of them fucking around fighting each other, and Lugia just wanted to... Lugia just wanted to be left alone and just chill in the bottom of the ocean. That's all he wanted to do.
I do hope that this is similar predilection.
You're so freaking annoying. You know that, mister?
The feeling is entirely mutual.
Leaving the biting chill of his threats to sink in, Hohenheim turned toward the exit.
Give her some pushing, bring her along. I don't quite seem to be myself today. Disregard that. Do was a rather foolish thing to say.
You're like, shut up, stop fighting. Yeah, Lugia just wanted to sleep, yeah. You're the only one that could properly communicate, that too, yeah. Even Ho is a fucking bird brain, yes. I mean, I love the theory that Ash is dead and that's why he got to see Ho. And he like died on episode 1. And the entirety of the Pokemon series is either him already dead or Pikachu keeping him alive. I love both of those theories.
I would refer this matter to you, manager. Look, this sort of likely falls more within your capabilities than my own.
And with that, Hohenheim stepped out of the room, leaving me to deal with Kira. Him in a coma. I know that Liga de Supercampeones, I forget the name in English, it's the one about soccer. Spoiler, I guess, for the 30-year-old show about soccer and the guy winning the World Cup for Japan. The final episode is him waking up after a car accident, having lost his legs. Hohenheim is a wild name, you're stealing it? I mean, chances are that Limbus company also stole it, so yes. His reaction was understandable. The LCE had only just finished laying its dead researchers to rest. Kira was probably the last person anyone would want to face right now, much less speak to. What should I even say to persuade her? I was still caught in the thought when someone quite unexpectedly made her way to Kira.
Yoshihide?
So I was going through several near-death experiences. The first movie in Mewtwo, he was literally dead for several minutes, resurrected by the power of friendship. I think he was already dead, yeah. So they come when I'm there, you go. You got stabbed in the back by Matthias.
That's not true. Papa wasn't landing a fatal blow unless he cut through the Me Too. That's why he did exactly that, to aim for the enemy's head. Besides, he made the right choice. A little sacrifice ain't a thing in this family.
family coming from him, a middle mouth thrown out of his kernel. Doesn't it sound ridiculous even to you?
The complicated existence, it's so good. Especially melee stuff, dude. Oh my god, it's so good.
That's thrown out.
That fucker Matthias was a GP only by technicality. He fucked up badly. His family, he was still family by name, but underneath it, everyone hoped he disappeared quietly on his own. He was that family member nobody wanted around. Same treatment for me, being his brat. Not surprising it's the ST for the bowl cut too.
Same tastes. Oh, wrong Roshu. Could it be that thou dost harbor a passionate zeal for
Quickly clapped a hand over Don Quixote's mouth as she smoothly chimed into the conversation.
So what exactly is your point?
The point is you're taking too long. If you can't decide whether you want to live or die, I can shorten the hesitation. CQ or I'll SYNC right this instant.
And I make everyone from it course a French dish, cause Vespa and Mersault so far. Ooh. I like that idea.
What does that mean?
Cooperate quietly, or I'll snap your neck completely right this instant.
Shut down Don's mouth physically? Yes. The polite way too.
SYNC isn't such a bad way to go if you're keen on taking that loyalty act straight to the grave.
This is so crappy. Whatever. I get it, okay? I'll talk if that's what you want so bad.
That actually worked.
Not courting, welcome day, how you doing? Like racist uncle who brought up immigrants at the worst possible moments on family gatherings? No. Matthias was the cousin that got into crypto. And thinks that everything is money. Like, he got into crypto and day trading and won't shut the fuck up about money. Yep.
Fixers go without a blaze of glory aren't actually strong ones.
That's even worse. I know, he's a fucking crypto bro. No, oh my god, no, he's worse than a crypto bro. He's a collector. So he's like, you know, like the Funko Pop Pokemon collector crypto bro. Yep. NFT trader, there you go.
It's the ones who survive. The ones who live to see another day and keep getting stronger. Anyway, Yoshihira, what's up with you talking in weird-ass abbreviations? Like SYNC? That's so random. Who even says that?
Yoshu didn't bother to reply and simply chewed on the mouth end of her cigarette.
This is really the right call. To her, we're probably people she needs to settle the score with.
Scalpers better or worse than NFT bros? I mean, Matthias at least didn't want things to resell them, he just wanted to keep them. So yeah, and Don really is as smooth a talker as a bull in a china shop, yep.
As if half her tattoos are gone clock. They even confiscated her book. You think the middle sorry excuse for loyalty means so much for this stray that she'd bite us? Besides, no, better hear it from her instead. Hey, tell me why Matthias kicked the bucket.
That's cause Papa was weaker than y'all.
Right, since she got her body split in half, they managed to bring her back without the tattoos.
Yeah, You're the jerk's brat, alright.
Kira pushed herself up from the bed with a sour face, but at least she didn't argue back. And we called Hohenheim, who'd been waiting outside, back in.
I assume the prisoner was successfully persuaded. Come, you'll find your weapons on the table. You may use it in the event of an emergency.
What the hell? I can't even unsheath it.
I won't be able to use it without authorization. The code has been slightly adjusted. Now then, I will head to the House of Spiders at once. The back door is up and waiting for us.
We made our way back to the House of Spiders, with Kira trailing behind us, looking like she was smelling something particularly fishy on us. Nice. Nice! Alright, God, I love this background music. Okay, well, welcome to they're still there, but they're as resilient as real middle tats. Yeah, there you go. We're back in the building. 953 Wayfarer. The fault lies with Ishmael, 100%. Fully welcome today. Yeah, Fishmail is not even here. Yeah, and we can spell. Oh god, and we can smell her form here. Fucking EW. The full team is here, huh? Well, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Let's go. Only a few days had passed since our last visit, but the place looked markedly different from what we remembered. The sight of the hollow, frigid atmosphere and the endless stretch of corridors hadn't changed. But Callisto's so-called artworks were now covered in white sheets, and unfamiliar devices were affixed all around the back doors. Yeah, Gregor is still bugged. Yep.
Pretty, who might those people with be?
Looks like some shady bastards moved in already.
Our guarded reaction prompted Hohenheim to step forward and gesture to one of the oddly dressed figures.
It seems introductions are in order on both sides. This is Team Leader Alan from Lifer Company, who will be working with us on the investigation of the house's back doors.
Alan. Okay, new voice, I guess. Wayfarer Company.
A corporate entity partnered with Limbus Company, responsible for providing portal technology. It has on prior occasion been referred to as the new or aspirant W Corp, though the name is an unofficial one.
Yep, there you go. There you go. He's good, he's a space marine? I know, right? Alright, here you go. Very, very, very low. Bane. Muffle. There you go. There you go. I remember that company vying to take W Corp's place, right? What a customer service voice? No. You wanna, Ace? I don't care if you want that. Go ask that to your girlfriend or something. That would be funny. If that's how you want to put it, go ask that to your girlfriend. Don't ask me that. The same horizon. He's probably talking about getting recognized as a wing. After all, the old L Corp has already fallen, while W Corp, from what I've heard, is free falling at this point. There you go. Thank you, Maya. You don't get the reference? Good.
And these are the manager and the seniors of the LCB department of field operations unit, frequently deployed to deal with on-site matters firsthand.
Then throat sing, probably, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, I think you said you were talking about the throat singing. Yeah. Gray Fox. I don't remember Gray Fox.
They have more personnel, but the rest are tied up with the other duties elsewhere. Only a handful will be joining this investigation effort.
I understand. It's all the same in this test. The target parameters is more than sufficient.
Alan gave me an understanding nod. The man slipped off his bulky helmet before extending his hand in greeting. How don't you remember him? Ace. Ace. Are you expressing expectations of my memory? Are you expecting me to remember something? We haven't played Limbus Company for 2 days. I forgot it was Kira we were gonna talk about. Like we were talking to. I haven't played Metal Gear Solid in like 18 years. So yeah. I don't have dementia, no, but I'm pretty fucking close to it. You remember stuff from the future? What are you talking about? That's different. That's very different. That's very different. I was gonna remember stuff from 18 years ago. We really do need to play. Oh my god. He took off the mask. Oh god. So yeah, no, we are going to play Metal Gear Solid. I do want to wait for the channel to grow a bit more, but I do want to play Metal Gear Solid.
Pleased to meet you, acquaintance. The name's Alan, leader of the Door Reach Team 4.
Likewise. Before Faust could even relay my reciprocal greeting, words spilled out of Alan's mouth in an strangely uneven rhythm. As if my ticking didn't bother him at all, like he was sticking to a script he had rehearsed. Okay. Oracon's voice, I mean, he's a little too innocent. There you go, let me just, there.
Things about you, man, you don't know Limbus Company. The best game's performance. You're capitalized as a president distortion so that key corporates leverage to push your products, and the profits were nothing short of staggering, I heard.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to be distortion resolving specialist to the public. What's that part about?
The manager says it was merely a matter of luck.
He's a broken answering machine. There you go.
They also look forward to working with you on this task.
You know how what voice did I give to Hopkins in Kanto 1? I don't think we wrote it down. We did not give him a voice for Kanto 1. Yep, we did not give him a voice. So you know how you have the answering machines? Hello. This is your reminder for picking up your medications. And imagine like the answering machines have the pre-recorded version and then they have the actual thing. And this is something I'm stealing from Game Grumps. I don't know why I'm remembering this one, but it was Dan Avidan saying that he got a call from CVS saying that his medication was ready, but the part that says the numbers broke, so, you know, hello. This is us calling from CVS. We are talking to remind you that your medication is available to be picked up at the location of... So, yeah. So we're giving him the broken answering machine. There you go. There you go. We're gonna give him the answering machine tone. There you go. Oh, Intervallo guys event, that'll be funny.
Interpreter. And I can be certain to say the manager, but you're available.
Sure.
Faust didn't seem particularly pleased with the role Alan had pinned on her, but she nodded anyway. She quietly came to my side and answered my earlier question while Alan carried on with Hohenheim.
He's referring to the monolith sales project. The credit was attributed to the LCB as at the express request of Mr. Herbert, T-Corp's executive director.
Oh, so that's what how the rumor spread, huh? Cthulhu's drugs, there you go. There you go. Oh boy, he looks like someone who would shower every day. Yep.
Now, this I understand will be assisting in verifying the lies beyond the back doors. I'd appreciate if you would share my prior knowledge so you have a plan where these back doors connect. As detailed as you can make them, if you don't mind.
Hohenheim fixed Kira with a pointed look, though Kira responded by defiantly cocking her head in a show of irritation. She still gave up a sliver of the information she had.
Honestly, I got pretty much nothing if it's about Robo-Hunk and his room. I mean, I've seen Albina hit up that door and the other over one there when she was pulling out of farms and stuff, but...
Farm?
Oh, it's, gathering material.
She's such a nerd. I should have given her the slurp. I should have given her Alfie's voice. I should have given her Alfie's voice. Fucking... We should have given her the... Yeah, we should have given her... For those of you who don't know, we've been playing through Undertale, and Alfie...
I guess this voice was slush. Slush, we could have given her this kind of thing.
Nah... Yeah, Alphys is actually smart. Yeah, and Alphys can't fight for shit, so yeah.
I see. What kind of material?
Human guts and all that. She'd come back and hauling piles of them. So they're probably connected to some back streets area.
Back streets, Any more details?
Can you stop prying? You're low-key pissing me off. What? That's literally all I've got for real.
For a moment, Alan leveled Kira with a stiff expression. Even before I could register what had happened, Kira's head jerked to the side from a sudden punch from Alan. Mersal, welcome today. How you doing? It's covered. Nice. Good to see you. Still, good to see you. Behold, child abuse giving Kira the Lucia treatment. Yep. I thought Kira was nimble enough to dodge a surprise attack easily, but this one seemed to have caught her completely off guard. She stood there blinking, eyes round in rude surprise. Actually, it wasn't that he caught her off guard, it was the motion of the punch itself that somehow felt off. Fist being raised, the arm being extended, the blow making contact, the chain of actions was there, but it just didn't look normal. You know how in Undertale you fight Temmie? Or Tem? The dog? You know her punch? The punch that she does? You know the punch she does? When you fight Temmie? When she tries to boop you? The squiggly arm? Yep, so we're basically, I still have Paint open. So we basically have, what's his face? He's standing over here, you know, he's got like the, okay, let's give him like a box kind of thing. He's got his arms out. And here is Kira, right? Like, here's Kira. And usually you would have the... you would have the motion where I would have to draw the whole animation. No, his arm just literally, whoop. It just completely extended like that. Fucking, what's it called?
Did you just hit me? What the hell's wrong with you?
As Kira reeled from the unexpected strike, Don Quixote spoke in a cold, sharp tone.
Now, what manner of discourtesy is this?
You're all that whining. I thought the brat could use a lesson to remind her of her place. I had no intention of damaging your company asset, of course. I simply assumed the level of warning would not be appropriate in this case.
Excellent. Our target talent the ring would approve. Yes, minimalistic. I guess the Heisho technique, kind of, yes. That's why you all hate Alan. He seems like a two-faced asshole, yeah. And how to counter skill slot active at the time? Yep.
Team Leader Allen, this sort of conduct may not be an issue in the organization, but it is here. Should it happen again, do understand that we may choose to terminate today's joint engagement without delay.
Yep. Alan's great, he sucks? Yeah. Alan looks like he uses Twitter. No, he looks like he uses Blue Sky and Twitter.
My apologies. We keep that in mind going forward.
Yep. Yep, like he seems like the type that uses all Reddit, Blue Sky, Twitter, and 4chan, and he instigates brigading on each other. Like, yeah, he might be a Reddit mod or a Reddit admin. He's probably an admin somewhere. Like, he's leading a bunch of online communities, and he's constantly stirring up drama between all of them. Yep, not 4chan. Like, he might have been in Tumblr as well before it turned into... Like, who knows? We're at 10th century AT. Maybe Tumblr by this time has gone back to being the shithole that it was, you know? So... His job, and curious to us, is that he does try to be so people aren't big on him. Yeah, but Kira don't count. Kira don't count. I don't fucking care. She's a child, but so was Lucy. Don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. He's just punching people to assert dominance, and that's how he wants to see things. He kind of does have, like, the chunky uniform of, like, a Space Marine Terminator. So, yeah, you know what? Yup. Is it worse to be a malicious troll or a straight psychopath? What's the difference? So, yeah. Alan stood without arguing back, but Kira looked far from satisfied with how Hohenheim handled the situation.
He got sucked me in the face and walk off scot-free. So freaking annoying.
Fortunately enough, her grumbling didn't escalate into her lashing out at Alan. Malicious trolls are funny, psychopaths are scary. I don't think you know what kind of malicious troll I'm talking about, because you're talking about funny trolls. Malicious trolls, that's the type of people that dox you and find your employer, find your IP address, swat you and call your employer to get you fired. Like, that's a very different kind of troll than the ones that put a funny meme about a slur. Is Tumblr no longer a shithole? Not to the extent it was. So in 2015 or 16, Tumblr was bought off by Yahoo, and Tumblr was known for a few things: the feminism, the fandoms, and the porn. There was a lot of all three of those. Like, every single lefty lunatic stance that we have nowadays was on Tumblr in 2009, 2010, 2011. Every single one. From the trans movement, to the communism, to the red and blue hair shaved heads, to the sex positive. Everything that you see nowadays that would be considered like left, far left, was on Tumblr. It was all contained there. They were happy there, they had their echo chamber, nobody bothered them, and they were just there. And then Yahoo bought Tumblr, and their first thing was to ban porn. They like, we joked at the time that it got turned into a Christian website because they banned porn. So the Tumblr people went on a mass exodus, and they tried going into 4chan, they got completely obliterated there. They tried going into Twitter, they could not accept they somewhat infected Twitter, but the place that they really infected was Reddit. What day they banned it? It was so random, yeah, we don't know either. Like, that was just Yahoo's decision. They ended up reverting it because they lost like 70% of their user base. It was ridiculous how much. Like, Yahoo banned porn on Tumblr, and like 2 weeks later, they lost. It was ridiculous. Like 80 to 95% of their user base was gone. It was something like that. It was upwards to that. They completely killed the website with that one move. So it's good. Welcome to Charon. You make him sufficiently
Like this, yes.
So yeah, they banned it to appeal to advertisers, so that makes sense. So yeah, they did that. The Tumblrites didn't like it, and they primarily went to Reddit, where they slowly starting, like, you know, the concept of safe spaces, the idea of banning any opinion that you don't like, the idea of calling everyone every sort of istphobe and whatnot. It was all on Tumblr from the very beginning. Right there, and it was contained there, and Reddit was becoming very quickly a very big major platform, and these people infected it, took it over, and now Reddit is what it is. Try saying the name Donald Trump and not getting banned. Try saying anything remotely neutral about the concept of I don't know, school choice, without getting banned. You don't have to say anything positive, just neutral, and you're gonna get banned. So yeah, no, that's yeah, primary president advertisers, that's always the answer for everything so far. Yeah, today, yeah. We're about sharing opinions, just not the bad ones. School choice. The US has this thing that public schools fucking suck, but there are movements that they want choice for that. Voucher programs where you get to choose which of the public schools your child goes to, and you put your voucher there, and that's where your tax dollars go to. And that is apparently like a far-right conspiracy theory MAGA thing for people. You have to send your kid to the school that the state tells you, and if the school sucks, too fucking bad. If the kid misses too many days of school, you go to jail, kind of thing. So you can't choose. If you send a child to a public school, you can't choose where the kid goes. The state does. And there's a bunch of people that want that to not be the case. They want to choose where the kid goes to, and for some reason, they just don't like it. There's then people opt out. They do like homeschool or microschooling. That's been becoming very popular lately. In the last like 10 years, microschooling has become a very popular thing in the US. Or you just send the kid to private school. So you have a right to have any correct opinion. That is basically Reddit. Yeah, that is basically Reddit. Why should you force people like that? Because that's how you keep people down. The Department of Education has been a massive fucking hindrance. So yeah, never heard of microschooling before. What's that? It is basically taking the idea of homeschooling, but you pool together a bunch of children. So it's basically like a neighborhood thing where instead of just you with mom and maybe a single tutor, you, mom, and all the neighborhood kids of the same grade level study together. So you go to like the community center, or you meet up at one of the parents' houses. Everybody pools in to hire the highest quality tutor that they can get, and they teach that course, not based on age, but based on ability. So if you're a 7-year-old kid that you can do like 8th grader, like 6th grade level math, and you're a 13-year-old that can only do 6th grade level math, you are put in the same class, you are taught the same concepts until both of you can make it to 7th grade level. It's a way better way of doing homeschooling, because that way you get a bunch of parents, you get a community, you get the kids to socialize a lot better, and the parents get to choose based on community what teachers to get. They get to describe the curriculum and everything, and then at the end they take the high school exams and they test out of it, and that's it. a best of more school and homeschool. Is there a catch? It's usually expensive for the parents, and you need to have a strong community for that. You need to have a very close-knit community with the people that you're around in order to be able to pull it off. So it tends to be like, you know, like church communities or close neighborhoods, that kind of stuff. So yeah. An Intervallo? Oh god, yes. I mean, we already did the schooling Intervallo. I mean, technically what we had in the Intervallo with Sichun, that is technically a micro school environment. We got 2 kids, we got them a bunch of tutors, and we put them together. So yeah. Right? So yeah, that's that is a good example of a micro school. Holy shit, Limbus Company has an example of a micro school. A speedrun one, but yeah, Sichun for the Intervallo was micro schooled. Yeah. Yeah, and the positive thing about micro schools is that the teacher gets to make a fuckload of money because there's no administrator fees, there's no principal, there's nothing of that, and the discipline is done by the parents, because usually there's going to be at least one parent of the community, and you're going to have that. So there's like micro schooling, I think, is the best thing to happen with homeschooling. So yeah, the hierarchy does not bother herself with expenses. Yes. Yes. Is the same kid in question the Supreme Dictator of China? Yes. Alright, let's see. Let's continue.
That punch just now, though. What was that?
It exhibited a behavior that defied the standard laws of physics. Presumably a form of technology utilized by Waver Corporation company.
That's what we call Space Marines. I mean, Space Marines are superhuman. They have superhuman speed. So they're not like Flash level superhuman speed, but they are like considerably faster. So yes. Okay, actually, I love this. I can't read your name, I'm sorry, but I hate Alan because Kira is our problem. It's none of their business. He is our ally, and he has no right to punish people for us. There you go.
This is on the task at hand.
Don't call me out like that, dude. I was just talking about micro-schooling. Fuck you.
Send on your field, give Team Alan whatever information you have.
That door should lead to one of the ring-protected turfs. The other 2 on the left, I remember they were marked with an axe painted with blood. But H and I, where do they actually lead? It's all blurry.
Seems that's all the information we can provide. Will that suffice?
The doors would likely connect to a perceivable area. That seems already a big improvement in terms of intel for company's backdoor mapping process. Whereas it's a floating encounter in the space beyond human perception past those doors. Alright then, I'll proceed with the next verification. Which door shall we test first?
Start with the one scenario you mentioned.
Huh! You don't trust me at all, huh? And why even bring me along?
Ignoring Kira's jab, Alan began setting up various devices on the door, and soon an elegant white door opened before us. Only we get to slap Kira? Yes, only we get to ruffle stomp Kira. Oh. Is it today? That was oh no, it's not. Okay, never mind. By the way, I'm 3D printing a couple of new minis right now. I have the 3D printer running right now. I have a Necron army that is missing 2 models, so I'm printing them right now. So he's like an employed grandpa who's equally objectively wrong political opinions. Yes, that's what we said. Yes. Anyway, yeah, Kira needs to start talking to Don Quixote and or Ishmael.
Shall
Art thou joining us as well, young Hohenheim?
just this once, procedures for handing over the operations.
Okay. Let's see what's in there. What the? This is kind of a wildlife exhibit.
Oh no. Oh no! The moment we stepped in, the lights hit us all at once, drawing squints and frowns from the sinners. Thanks to my lack of physical eyes, I could make a room filled with statues or perhaps taxidermied animals. Oh, we arrived at Disneyland. There's the furry exhibits. It felt like a gallery of sorts, but was too quiet it was so quiet that the air itself seemed to carry a strange, somber weight. Don Quixote calling everyone young the moment she says elder we will fear? Yes. After a moment, someone shattered the silence, but it wasn't Don Quixote, our usual suspect.
Holy shit! The scale is just insane! That's the Whale of Hate Association Great Lake Special Issue!
Kira, who seemed beaten down all along, exclaimed with a bit more energy in her voice.
Man, seeing it all in real life sure hits different. And in the Indigo Elder solo one-shots these monsters with that harpoon of his, huh?
It's a Great Lake whale. Doesn't look like the one we encountered, though.
Organisms of various sources can be identified here. Singularity modified, outskirts born.
They look almost alive. They're not, right?
Yeah, well, we sure got here quickly. Yep.
No, they're not alive, but... Duh! Though Robo-Unk did say that the ring has these zoos where they put monsters on display alive. And this would have been way more fun if we could have seen them moving once. Everything here is dead. Yeah, still looks crazy sick though. The vibe really hits.
Even though she was trying to play it cool, Kira kept sneaking glances at the massive horn display off to the side, clearly surprised in a way she couldn't hide. And the artists might be older than Quixote, but I doubt it. Some of them maybe. Some of them, yeah. Refraction Victoria is merciless. We need to try it out, yeah. I need to try these out, yeah. As the wind strong enough to live in Charon's spurs started to blow the dirt particles were blinding. Right, NMC, welcome back. Yeah, NMC actually went to watch the fireworks show. I hope it was nice. I know that many countries put a fireworks show for Christmas. I've been to a couple of Hungary State Foundation Day fireworks shows. They're awesome. They're awesome. Like, I might go to the next year. I might go to it next year. Yeah. Taxidermied Mickey Mouse. Yep, there you go. It was because I think he looked like the dude who betrayed us in Kanto 1. Yeah, I was told that he kind of looks like that, yeah. That said, I felt a distinct shortage of hyperactivity, given the presence of a certain someone in our party.
Don Quixote, the Eye of Second Kindred. House Tepes. What is it doing here?
At the mention of the word kindred, I couldn't help but follow Don Quixote's gaze. Opposite of the whale was another kind of exhibit. Contained items leaning on the more gruesome side of things, starting with a crimson eyeball that caught Don Quixote's attention, and body parts like hands and bones that looked as though they had been stripped from the human body. Second Kindred Hotep is how to be Alucard? Maybe.
It's a gallery.
You know what? I find it funnier if it's the second Kindred, not Alucard like Dracula, but Hellsin Alucard. Team 4-star abridged Helsing Dracula. That guy. The bitches love canons Alucard. Just because I find that idea funny that he would be canon in this world.
Of the School of Fauvism. Probably a main studio with that. Just calls it the Master's Atelier and Auction House.
And making a usage shortly, prepared to initiate the lockdown sequence.
before Hohenheim could even finish his urgent transmission. Helsing reference. I love Helsing, especially the abridged. Like, Helsing abridged has to be one of the best retellings of any story we've seen ever. Like, I love If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device. That is one of my favorite parodies. But Helsing abridged is a parody retelling of the Helsing Ultimate anime, and it's so good. Tepesh was the surname of Vlad the Impaler. Nice. Where can we find it? It should be on YouTube. Primal the Raptor! You heard Helsing abridged and you're in. Look, it's your type of gallery. This is the Furries. We've arrived at the Furries area. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Yes, turns out they dissected Alucard and they put his eye on an exhibit. So yes, Tepesh mention means Dracula is canon in PM. Yes, that's why I'm saying like Helsing Alucard. Like Vlad the Impaler and Alucard from Helsing are the same person. So yes, Sword Art Online abridged only beats it out because it wrote its characters deeper than the source material. No, that just says more about the original as it does for the other one. So, Sword Art Online abridged is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. But the source material drags it down. Hell's Ultimate abridged is just... Mwah! Absolute film scene has. Yes. Depeche, there you go. Yes, leave it doing well. How's the stream going? It's an alright. We're enjoying right now. They made the Romanian... No! Vlad... Transylvanian. Originally Hungarian territory. By birthright, mine. Helsing abridges the goat of abridges. Yes, 100%. There's a furry in the chat. Yeah, we have Primal here. He's a scaly, though. He's a scaly. Yep. That Depesh isn't a surname, but a title. It means the Impaler. The surname is still Dracula. There you go. Romanian wants to steal your blood. Well. Look. He's Transylvanian. He's a mix between Hungarian and Romanian. Numerous footsteps closed in from somewhere nearby. Turning in toward the sound of shoes clacking on the floor, we found strange... figures wearing animal masks staring directly at us. Well, is Primal Red Ring? I don't know. Technically have more furry characters than the scaly ones, yet you lean towards the scaly ones, yes. Is Walt Disney? Furries run? Yep. Here are scalies, they insinuate furries more though. Well, there you go, Primal. You just made a new friend with not courting.
That presents. It's kind of like Papa's. Ain't no way. That's not a raid boss. We can clear our level. We gotta get out of here.
It's not that simple. Retreating is not a viable solution here. The store is connected to the House of Spiders. Escaping without installing a security system will invite pursuit.
Yep. You're the world wanted you here. Yep. There you go.
We must stall them until army is ready to initiate the lockdown sequence.
As tension thickened, one of the strangers who wore a peculiar bone mask stepped forward. The voice that spoke to us carried equal part curiosity and delight. It's Ring, so...
You came through the door? The house's fault wasn't just a baseless rumor. A stray little spiderling.
Wait, would this be actually Walt Disney? Because if that's the case, then we're just gonna give him the Mickey Mouse voice. If that's the case, we're just giving him Mickey Mouse voice. Is this like the actual equivalent of what would be that, or yeah, Primal shows up when Murray's... Yep. No, you can fire every good heart now. Muffle Mickey.
Alright. A little straight fall from the fire's whip. Oh, and here's as it in.
Oh god. This is one of the animators? Okay, not actually Walt Disney. Okay, so I'm going back to the other one.
Yeah, Who are you?
Alright, it makes sense that you would fail to recognize me. I used to wear a different mask, but when I used to visit at your tutor, didn't I? A wolf, if memory serves right. Woof, woof. Yes, that must have been when I was quite captivated by the sensation of tearing through the raw, still thrashing flesh of living prey. The predator is ferocious yet cavernously resonant. Hollow.
Rings a bell. You're that maestro whose whole lesson was a 3-hour sermon praising the intensity of primary colors and the strength of living creatures. Benoit, was it?
That's right! Emile Benoit! And they say you can't hatch a phoenix from what you can say. Doesn't always apply, see?
She's French. It is French. Where is Trump? That would be Herman. That way, Herman, she is not present right now, yes. The real-life French leader and pioneer of Fauvism. Oh my god, it's an actual thing. Fauvism is that. Oh, go on. Alright. Yeah, when I saw Benoit, I was thinking Chris Benoit, the wrestler, but I knew it wasn't gonna be that.
Looks like I know you're still as sly as a raven. Unlike your newest father.
Don't presume.
Not the French, worse. A Disney adult Americanized French.
I only remember you because of the tactility of hides and guts made of our passable AW.
First glance, it looked like Ryoshu was casually taking a trip down memory lane with the maestro. Seems like God does punish more than once. Yeah, there's black Asians out there. But I had a feeling she was in fact dragging this out on purpose to buy us time. More about right contrasting colors instead of being furries. People just call them bees for daring break the mold. Nice. It's about 4 Ryoshus wide. Yup.
That lockdown sequence thing. How much longer till it's ready? Young Hoingham, the lockdown sequence!
Don Quixote, who had been shooting the ring members, an incensed glare sparked by the discovery of a kindred's eye, swiftly relayed my words to Hohenheim without even a hint of her earlier shenanigans. You know what? Is that real? It's very rare. It's very rare, but yeah, there are some people that are like black Japanese or like black Chinese. They're very rare. They're very rare, but they're out there. It's funny to see that. It's like seeing them is actually funny because it's one of the things that you wouldn't think is really a thing, especially considering how like ethnocentric like the Asians tend to be. But it's just funny, yeah. Like, yeah, like you have the, like, darker Asians, you know, have like the Indians, you have like Vietnamese, like Indonesians, Filipino, that they're like more like tan. But then they're like every once in a while you're gonna see like a Japanese, like somebody from Asia, that like East Asia, that mix with an African. Everything is possible, yeah. Yes. You own being a, yes, Primal, yes you do. Yes, you do. How you been, man? How's it been for you? How you doing? So, hates on the ring art even back when it's all Wuthering Heights Manor, just shit-talking their art taste. Yup. Yup, I love her. So yeah, yeah, it is indeed a thing, yes.
The further progress and speed of the lockdown sequence lies in Helen's hands, not mine. It is, by its nature, time-consuming work. We cannot expect haste. Perhaps that does make this suitable junction to our plan A.
Plan A?
Any suggestions that involve Don Quixote removing her shoes will not be dignified with a serious discussion.
Primal, how familiar are you with Limbus Company? Because I'm pretty sure you have questions. I'm pretty sure if you're not familiar with Limbus Company, You're gonna have a lot of questions. Thank you, Primal. I appreciate it. Triple H wants them dogs, and we have established it. That's only for Yi Sang to do. Oh, okay, I see. Yes. So yeah, Don Quixote unironically gets a massive power boost when she takes her shoes off. If she takes her shoes off. Yeah, he was probably going to suggest blowing himself up again, yeah.
Instead,
maybe what Hohenheim had in mind had nothing to do with Don Quixote's shoes, because he opened his mouth as though he was about to retort to Faust's categorical rejection. Sinclair gets buff against clankers? Yes, he does. But the moment he followed Faust's eyes and saw what she was looking at, he quietly shut his mouth and said nothing further.
Faith and potentiality is not something I dislike. As for this, however, is more like grasping at straws.
At the end of their gaze, Ryoshu's blade, Ariashiki.
I was gonna try using it anyway. I've long wanted to see if a maestro's death is any different.
Telling her that, we're just leaving. It won't work, is it? Will it? Take his shoes off and get into individual return. It's not true without going berserk. There you go. There you go. Oh god. Is it gear blowing up with Don Quixote? Yes.
no, it won't. Every individual present here would be quite the fascinating specimen to the artists of the ring. We are practically a windfall of inspiration and material that has so conveniently been delivered to them. It is improbable that they will allow us to return unharmed.
Gregor gets a buff on remembering how he used to cut apples. Yep. Faust is right. She and Hohenheim are geniuses, and Ryoshu is the wielder of Ariashiki. Don Quixote is a candidate of a higher generation, and I happen to house a golden bow in my head. I have no idea how much information the ring has on us, but even if they knew nothing, they wouldn't let us go easily. Are you sure about this, Ryoshu?
Doesn't matter if I'm SAT or not, Clark. Think of that woman as Li Heng, and do as you did in HC's mansion. I'll take care of the rest.
Oh god. Lamarck, I saw it. I saw it. Bad. Right. That's probably our best shot. What Ryoshu meant was quite clear. Resonate with the golden bow, secure an advantage to fight on equal footing, then catch them off guard by slowing down the flow of time. Getting too freaky? Nah, just one person who is put in the corner. Yeah, go to the naughty corner. There you go. He's saying that he likes to kiss his mirror. It's not determined that he liked to kiss it. He just liked the mirror. That's different. Oh. A cut from the Araishiki, even if it doesn't give us a real fighting chance, might at least stall the maestro long enough to give us the time to get away.
This floor is the exhibit on the house's submissions from students and docents. But if you look closely enough, there are some possible ones that show the promise of excellence. And above all, is the gallery of the School of Forces. And mine, the gallery of Emile Benoit.
Honey corner, why I know you're not there? Because you have done nothing you have done nothing yet to merit it.
Which is what I would have preferred to take you without any unnecessary fight, if possible. A shame. Still, we're talking about a unique relic here. A masterless on attack. Acquiring the Ariashiki makes it worth the cost.
If you want a taste. Huh?
Confusion flickered across Ryoshi's face as she tried to unsheath her blade. Araya says it's not worth it. What's the matter?
How come the hell the spiders used to bind the Ishikis no longer exists? So why could I throw the blade?
Well, that's unexpected. So the rumors of you unmastering the relic, are they false?
Araya lock engaged? Yep. Punishment. Missed the guitar recitement. Who glued the sheath to her scabbard? Araya. The maestro only gave a loose swing of her arm, but it was enough to make Ryoshi recoil. A shadow of surprise crossed her face. Yeah, it's the first time we see her in this much distress. The wound looked like nothing more than a light gash, yet the maestro's contemplative gaze shifted between the blood on Ryoshi's arm and her own as though the attack had been an experiment to prove a hypothesis. It wasn't hard to guess what she was thinking.
Noticed, didn't you?
I had my doubts from the moment I saw you today. Was House of Spiders a success? Or a failure? Tell me, Yoshihide, what do you think a serpent's defining strength is?
A serpent's defining strength? Convincing fuck-ass children that didn't know any better to eat the goddamn fruit that was mine! Fuck you. Fuck you, those were my apples. It was my apple, you know they were my apples. Fucking asshole. No, we have to convince Eve that eating the apple of the tree of knowledge is actually fucking based. And now I have to pay for them apples. Fucking. Never gonna get over that. Is God lecturing Adam and Eve? Nope. Look, I appreciate it when people call me Unk, but I'm nowhere young enough to be that. You know, when God created the heavens and the earth, he created the great garden. He hired me as the gardener because I just happened to be around, okay? Like, it was a very simple job. I liked it. You know, I'm Latino, so I had to get that out of my system. So, you know, I had to get it out of my system, you know? So I went ahead and did it, and my payment, God left the kids, you know, where they're gonna name everything, they were gonna have the garden. I kept everything in order, you know, I cleaned up after the animals, I kept the bushes nice and trimmed and everything, and all I asked for payment, since there was no money back then, I just wanted them apples. I'm a little bit selfish when it comes to my food. I like my apple pie, right? You know, he decided to put a single fucking apple tree, so I wanted to make sure that I could have all the apples. And that was the deal. And then in comes the fucking serpent, the fucking snake, and convinces Eve to break my contract. So yeah, I may or may not have flipped out on the big one, the big guy, when I find out that there's apples missing. You know, I had a counter for them, I had a fucking inventory, and one of my fucking apples went missing. You know, it's like, yeah, like, of course. Go to the garden even below minimum wage. No, I just happened to be around already, you know, like, it's just, yeah. I had a spreadsheet for apples, yes! You know, I had to keep track which ones were still fresh, which ones I still need to use, which ones I was going to use for breakfast, which ones I was going to use for some apple pies, that kind of stuff. And in comes this asshole and takes one of the apples. Look, I just asked him to punish the kids, right? Like, I just asked the big guy to punish them. I just thought like they were gonna get a stern talking to. They were gonna be told like, okay, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to like build something, give something back. I was not expecting him to just kick them out of the garden as a result. Okay, like I didn't think he was gonna do that. I just thought like they were gonna I just thought yell at them, scare them a little bit, and like let's be done with that. Like just remind them of their position, and they was as bad as Bestias. Where do you think I get the character from? So yeah, I used the adult safety lock. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's child safety. There you go.
What are you on about now?
I love when the game calls me out like this. It's not even the first time this happens.
Ask any student and they'll give you the same predictable answers. And only Venom, those sleek scales. Why, it's lamentably disappointing.
The Maestro advanced towards an assured certainty. I don't disagree if we start. Yep. Then sees the beige thread dangling from the ceiling. No, calling it a mere thread would be wrong. It was something like resembled a thread, yet felt much more disturbing.
I, for one, have a particular liking for the jaw and the spine.
His mommy? Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Just like she said she would.
The flexibility of the spine, linked like a chain on the jaw. Bound not by bone, but by ligaments that allow the animal to swallow its prey whole. Perhaps I should have said that I admired their structural refinement.
Apparently sad on She the Blade, ironically funny to you. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 4 has that they put it as part of the... Yeah, this person isn't Devore. Metal Gear Solid 4, the first, like, 5 lines, like, the first monologue that Snake gives, is to establish in the world why you can't just pick up the guns of the guys you kill. I love that. Giant's house, we're still on the same combat. No, yes. Yes, welcome back, Wholesome. Now there is shocking news, such as water is wet. Yep. Forsaken. What is which one's Forsaken? If you want to recommend me a game, go to the Discord and put it in the game recommendations. Cause is Forsaken is that a Roblox game? Ignition is had I don't know what that's Roblox. I'm not gonna play that. The thrice coiled ring on her ring finger gave off a cold glint, and the walls and the ceiling suddenly began to echo with the sickening squelch and crack of flesh and bones assembling. No, afraid to say it. I know people love it. I'm not interested in playing Roblox. I'm not the target audience. Just like Geometry Dash. No. What the hell is that?
Which brings me to ask, what better way to claim the delivery of promising material with a single pipe and a work of art fashioned from a snake?
Maestro plunged her arm into the long, serpentine body of a monster. Her sheer presence radiated a pressure as oppressive as that of the Nurse Fathers, only more primal and untempted. Completely avoid. I'm not interested. Like, I don't actively boycott it. I'm just not interested. I just don't care. So yeah, Forsaken, I don't care how much you talk about the game. I'm not buying into it. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's pulling a Godric. I was gonna say, she's doing a bear witness kind of moment.
Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has ever been exhibited to an outsider.
Hohenheim, is the lockdown sequence still not ready?
1 minute to go, step aside.
The attack from the EGO gear Hohenheim hastily brandished didn't even last a moment. The weapon was knocked from his hand. As I scrambled to equip the sinners with their identities, something abruptly stopped the beast-like appendage midway through its hurting motion. The one who intercepted the blow.
Shit!
was Kira, struggling to push back against the serpentine arm with her still sealed blades. Look who's come around! Kira! Did she suddenly have a change of heart I wasn't aware of?
Shit! It wasn't the plan at all!
Obviously not. She couldn't have changed her mind that quickly. Because look on her face couldn't be anything other than that of utter regret.
The middle, For someone who doesn't seem to be a proper member, you've inked quite a quantity of tattoos onto yourself. Oh, you must be the new kid Matthias again. What do you send it my way?
Fuck if I know! I'm already regretting it, alright? Damn it! They're definitely gonna glitch me here! Why did I even?
Must be instinct taking over. Couldn't fully shake off the opponent's killing intent, so the body chose to clash head on.
That was a Mickey Mouse ho. Yeah, I had to, yes.
So the behavior faster cycle can be controlled with suitable training. Unexpected data, but useful to be sure.
It is here. Have a good one. Alright, catch you around, Primo. It's good to see you. Have a good one. Yep. Let's get out of the walls. Yep. The ring are weird.
Shut it, mister! Quit yapping and let me use my blades!
Authorized and ready, lifting knocks now.
Kira's thermal weapons emerge from their sheaths with a metallic clang. She used the recoil of the motion to skid back and assume a defensive stance. Naturally, that broke Benoit's arm from the deadlock as well. Maestro lashed out again with that monstrous limb, but...
Huh?
There's a foul injustice to strike against an unprepared opponent in a duel. Behold, for I shall allow thee a glimpse of the badass form that only the most renowned of fixers have displayed through the ages.
Seeing an opening, Don Quixote slammed into the arm with her full might, knocking it off its trajectory. Predictably, however, the sheer force of the master's attack instantly reduced her to a red sludge of flesh and bone, sending her remains crashing into the door.
Ellen to the door, first achieve the assassin of the three.
As Faust made her exit with that, what was once Don Quixote, the students of the ring surrounded Kira, barring her way out. A hollow chuckle slipped out of her lips.
Call it for real. It's exactly why I didn't want to get involved.
Taking Kira back with us would mean having sizable force of the ring trail right behind her through the door. Kira, too, seemed to have realized the risk that no one in their right mind would want to take. She lowered her head in defeat, as though she knew full well the fate that awaited her.
I'm such a dumbass. What was I thinking diving like that?
You understand to get over here now.
But these guys are gonna come flooding in if I...
You TTM! Wanna get cleaved in half again?
Pin this on me later, you're gonna pay.
Blocking the Meister's arm by a hair as his came out on her again, Kira hurled herself toward the door with every bit of strength she could muster. The air in front of the train just exploded on impact. Yep. Another steel pipe after the effects. Yep. More than a few students rushed through the doorway, chasing after the sinners who had gone in ahead.
I don't think this complete. All my darlings have been cut.
Fortunately, Alan managed to sever the connection between the two back doors before the maestro could cross over.
Bullcut! Think I can still use your arms?
I'm fine.
So she says.
Kira would be a strong enough addition to fight for us, but the ring members that have managed to cross formed a rather sizable force. Fighting them off with just the sinners I have at my side would not be the best course of action. In that case... Guys, I assume you're all available right now. As soon as I call out to the sinners, their voices come through Hohenheim's radio one after another. Huh? I guess so?
Ready for your city manager! I want to supplement to us here,
Hang on, I just need to finish this point.
Everyone, to me! And we summon them! Ha! Ever since her canto? Yeah, she does. Oh, we got some Malekith! And we got... Oh my god. Feral Fauvist students, impulsive Fauvist students. And we have Kira. Oh, the OST! Hang on, let me see. Artwork preparation, brisk expression, any flavor tests around here? Yes. There are beasts that fall in and out of vogue within the school of Fauvism, yes. But a true artist must take fierce pride in that single animal and the all in drawing which best represents their unique self. Despite this wisdom, however, there are some who fit beasts from there are some who flit from beast to beast, as though the self is nothing more than a costume to be worn and discarded. Alright, let's see the other one. Anything, sanity, faltering inspiration, deformism. The first step is always but a single animal. And with every quest for art and verity, another beast is layered atop the previous specimen. Alright. Alright. Let's go, team! This dude is pretty good. Yeah, the sound is insanely good. Holy shit. Yi-sang! There you go. Jesus. Check here. Fuck, I forgot she was there. Next round, yeah. Next round. She's gonna have some changes now, yeah. She ain't gonna be as strong as before. She's grunting around. Battles was here pretty good. They are great, yeah. Alright, let me check. Kira. No longer of the middle, no longer as high centered. LCE. She's from the fingers. She's got time for some warm up. Totally badass ass kicking. Disemboweling. Crossing dervish. If I were to bring Ishmael, like little sister, like Ishmael, like ring middle Ishmael, would there be anything? The skill's offense level. Let's see. 4, 5, 6. Alright, thermal plates on. Defense, I'll get you back for this, so they are progressive. Nice, thermal weapon. Okay, we have the same as the thermal weapons. Any additional flavors? No. Sanity, she's got fervor. Nice. And the offense level is 67. When did this come out again? When did this come out again? Husk anyway. June. Oh god. Okay, so it was this year. Oh god. Ban him. I mean, it's not on. It's on Kaieha for doing this, not on Game Boy for observing it. April. Okay. Okay. Right. The April event. Yes. I need to refill my water bottle. Anyway, let's see. You, and you. Go team! I need to refill my water bottle. That wasn't even you? Who was it? Oh, I don't know. It's August 2026? Yes. It is already August. So... Oh yeah, it was Lemark, sorry. It was Lemark. Sorry, I kept mixing up people. 1 second. Stop killing people faster than I can refill my water bottle, damn it! 1 second. 1 second. Oh. There we go. 1 moment, let me just close the bottle. Yeah, sorry, Game Boy. It was Lamarck. Oh, you come back and the first thing you do is that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate the balls there. Released on April 16th. Okay. April 16th is when this came out. All right, let's bring in the big guns. Go team! An example, one of the patch notes, the players are spiders. They did not have to do that. They did not, and we just dealt 67 damage. She's in on it. She's in on it. Okay, at least this one was 70. Come on, yup. That is very understandable. Okay, it's the first one I see. It's the first one I see. There you go. Yeah, we used to have a freakier chat, and I decided let's not do that anymore. It's just a number. Yes. Stop seeing a connection where there isn't one. There. There. Various number has so many. Well, there you go. Nice. God, those animations are so fun. This is 69, or is that probably funny? Yeah. I guess. Nice. Find it funny at the most people that annoys? Yes. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is not a fair fight. Just for shits and giggles. If you survive. Just for shits and giggles, if you survive it. Okay, that's the other one. Oh god, we're gonna take turns on you. Oh no. Oh no, we skipped the other one because it. Aww. Well, let's stream for a while, background, and say hello. Oh, they're working on Blender? Nice.
It's only the first door, and the impediments are already beyond expected levels. I swear, I thought it was it back for me back there.
And so the snakes on the frequent, we're merely blessed by your luck.
If you just listened to me and picked up another door, we wouldn't have got cooked like that in the first place.
Server numbers. And I related to 69, Mars 169, swear they had to do that on purpose. Nice. 6 months a very short amount of time? It can be, yeah. 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 Give me is still a job, but a single minute is not as final, it's just overused. I mean, 6 months is not like 6 months is a considerable amount of time and no time at all.
Like, why even drag me into this if you aren't gonna trust me? Weirdos.
We would have opened the mall at the end of the day. SD.
SD? What is that?
Glad you mentioned it, kiddo. SD is the project that I have that brings my video games into a physical form. Unironically, I am doing my, I am turning my GOG library into physical media. So I have a bunch of SD cards over here. I have, how many games is it right now? I have a total of 157 games spread throughout all of these SD cards. Plug and play, ready to go. I pop in the SD card, I can start playing the game. No need to download the game again. No need to wait for it to install. No need for me to wait for the, worry about running out of space on my, on my hard drive or anything like that. I just pop it in and that's that. I think tomorrow I'm gonna test out one of the bigger games. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to do the next one yet.
Same difference.
Again, why shorten it like that? Just say duh or something. Just spell it out and say it was anticipated.
Warframe, oh there you go.
That's W-A.
Huh?
Everyone does have a team dedicated to certain tasks, but we murder for risk to try. Honestly, I was bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first floor expedition regarding a casualties are under 15%. This is, by all measures, counts as a flawless expedition.
Tapping away at his device, Alan addressed us with an amicable smile. He seemed totally different from the same man who had manhandled Kira with a fist to her face. Fine with that? Yep, there you go. And yeah, no, I'm gonna test out Space Hulk. Yes. Those Farvests won't be able to cross over anymore with the door completely locked down, right?
That cannot be asserted with certainty.
Are you saying what might come?
The corridors and back doors have always been the ring's turf clock.
As we saw in Leviathan.
And those Farvest beasts have endured as long-standing faction within the ring.
They don't have much history. They must know many back doors, but the origin and destination points.
Alan clarified what Yoshu was hinting at.
Yes, compared to them, we lack sufficient knowledge of alternate routes, which makes it difficult to prevent infiltration.
No need to concern yourself so much. Even if that were the case, it's unlikely that we'd move on to the House of Spiders so soon.
Huh! They could always rush for a surprise attack, though.
Even the Flawless Masters seem to lack clear intel in the event that took place at the House of Spiders. If so, it follows that they will need time to assess and deliberate about the situation.
Situation?
The logical scope of their concerns will be identifying the organization that has secured the House of Spiders, the possibility of additional traps beyond the back doors, and the like.
Once our back door procedures that the House of Spiders are completed, there is no security framework. Should we ever to block any infiltration attempts?
His operation is more important than I thought.
That aside, why couldn't I draw the blade? It's the new Scarab's fault.
Ryoshu lifted sheathed sword with an irritated frown. And that's when I felt a faint vibration. The blade was twitching ever so slightly.
That quivering was faint. 'Twas seen by old indeed. Damn, I saw it too. Is it possessed or something?
Looks like I wasn't the only one who saw the sword twitching, as though it wasn't pleased with how Ryoshu was talking about the scabbard. Ryoshu's gaze lingered on the sword before slowly shifting toward the back doors. Could it be that seeing the scabbard brought back some memory of Araya? Ryoshu, do you...
Is it an SS? Demon Edge? Enchanted Blade? Which is it?
It's probably neither of those, nor is it a sentient sword. Araya is sulking? Yeah, she's sulking! Her mom is giving her shit for protecting her.
This presents a fine opportunity to conduct an extended intimidation of the sword. Excuse us for a moment, Team Lead Island.
Please feel free. You tried to stab me to some devices, so we're gonna have to perform some maintenance before continuing. There's plenty of other work for me to do while you're away too.
I just realized I should have given him like the middle management voice that I see from... There's this one guy on Instagram, TikTok, who does like these corporate live videos.
They talk like this. They're like middle management, and they all talk like they give like the most stereotypical things. We don't want to boil the ocean.
He always ends it with that smile, with that laugh. I forget the name of his channel right now, but he's hilarious.
Are we to return to the headquarters research facility? Then.
At least she's with her, yes.
No, that won't be necessary. There's a facility here that should prove more than adequate.
And Bersault, this just reminded me of Jim Ross, the legendary wrestling commentator. Pronoun boy. Pronoun boy. So when it comes to wrestling, the commentators are there to narrate what is happening for the people who are not watching. So in order to keep things, do that please. Let's do the let's switch up his voice for that one. I like Alan having that voice, but at the curva añad. I like Alan having that voice. Let me switch up Alan's voice to there we go. I hope that this note is good enough for me. There you go. We have switched him around for that. There you go. So yeah, no, so in wrestling, whenever you commentate any action done by anyone, you have to say their name. So if you hear a wrestling commentator say like, "Oh my god, he did this," you don't say it unless you just said the name. So he was like, "Oh, and Rey Mysterio with the 619 on John Cena," that kind of thing. Like, you have to say the names, because that way you keep people informed. Okay. We have 13 minutes left. Do we have time for this? Yeah, Mersault is replying to you. Yes, I know, but it just made me. Yeah, no, it just reminded me of Jim Ross, a pronoun boy. So, unless you yap, yes. Okay, let's lock in. Hohenheim brought us to what looked like a research lab, lined with cables, rows of screws, and diagrams full of complex symbols and shapes. Reminds me of Alan Wake 2. I didn't know there was a place like this in the House of Spiders.
This is a forward base constructed by Limbus Company following Operation Spider Pyre. It did not exist prior to the house's fall. It is intended for additional backdoor investigation and research into irregular phenomena observed during the operation.
Irregular phenomena?
An example, research subjects such as a spatial analysis of the correlation between the emergence of certain relevant sign and the manifestation of possible future.
Oh. Looking around, I spotted Sinclair and a group of researchers surrounding him, the same people who had dragged him off earlier. They were accompanied by a gaggle of sinners who had tagged along to either watch the show or kill some time while they took a breather after work.
Hohenheim? How long would the examination take?
With Sinclair's biometric assessment concluded, and the rest of the list will be available for the verdict now. It means that it should be finished in an hour from now at least. Scabbard rattled again at mention of an hour. I don't know why or how, but the way it swayed almost felt like a child trembling.
Araya's understanding of an hour is very different from ours. Oh god.
It's moving again. Come along, we'll see. I expect you will want to witness the procedure.
Fine.
Yorshu and Hohenheim headed off to the side, and the examination was probably going to start immediately. Time to get to Sinclair then. Wait. I was making my way towards Sinclair, who was getting bombarded with questions, when an unexpected figure behind a pillar caught my eye. It was Vespa Cravro, with a big piece of paper covered in crooked handwriting taped on his back. Snack thief.
Manager!
Good snacks! Mr. Stringbean ate all of them!
Oh, sorry, but I think there's been some misunderstanding. Oui, croissant.
Oh fuck, he pissed off Charon. Number one, we have Charon back! She's back! Number two, you pissed off Charon.
Kick his ass!
Not only is this matter not worth pointing fingers over, but Charon also shares some of the responsibility for leaving them out on the table unattended. Still, I would prefer you exercise more care next time, or you'll put me in a tough spot.
Oh, understood, oui, oui, croissant.
Charon,
Charon super sulky mode engaged. Not talking for half a day.
deploying Super Pass Better Candy.
Beep beep, mode disabled.
I love her so much. I love her so much. We're cool to see the red gaze fight the yellow stinger. Be careful what you asked for. He's munching on the snack. Yeah, he's still munching on the snacks. Daddy-daughter bonding time. This is what we usually don't get to see. Oh my god.
I'm not sure. This is appropriate to restore. But remove my paper from my bag. Now, it's a little inconvenient for me here. Oui, oui, croissant.
Charon forgives this time. Next time, no mercy.
Best make sure she doesn't listen to that radio channel again.
Vergilius looked on with an inscrutable expression as Charon peeled the snack thief sign off Vespa's back.
Make sure to remember this, so I don't have to think I'm burning through what little candy chance I have left on such trivial nonsense.
Oh, thank you, oui, oui, croissant.
Vespa gave a polite thanks, but he was already picking something off another plate and stuffing it into his mouth.
Wait a minute! Well, saving that for later.
Oh, I assumed you were being picky, oui, oui, croissant.
Well, now you know. Yet I still see you gobbling up my share. Ugh, you took my snack too, Verge. Kick his ass!
Rodion Romanovich. I am aware that half of the total snack budget allocated to each center is being funneled into your snacking expenses. And now you're raiding LCE supplies as well.
Chill, that's been agreed upon, okay? Besides, that's it, and this is this.
Yeah, I'm hitting her with a full legal name. He still has dad mode engaged. He still has dad mode on. The lines of Vergilius' brow looked deeper than usual today. Hoping to help him out on this endless cycle of snack-related headaches and to satisfy my own nagging curiosity, I drew near our guide and broke his brooding silence with my tech talks. Did we learn anything about Sinclair's sign?
Dante is inquiring about the outcome of the research on the sign.
I've heard from the researchers, but nothing of particular significance came out of it.
Observation of the sign has so far been limited to 2 individuals, the manager and Sinclair. Due to the limited accessibility of the phenomenon, the only verifiable information has so far been its existence.
Then is then and now is now. Yep. Suddenly felt sorrow. Yep.
Researching that which cannot be observed is bound to be difficult.
Faust has a point. Aside from Sinclair, none of the other sinners can actually see the sign. And the same would go for the researchers. Even Sonia said only a select few people could perceive it.
If there were more individuals bearing signs, there would be a wider pool of a comparative analysis of statistical samples to narrow down the scope. However, records indicate no suitable references exist. At present, the research efforts is limited to reducing variables such as whether or not the irregular phenomena are tied to the location where the battle took place.
By individual bearing signs, you mean people like Damien and Sanson?
Wait, then could those guys do what Sinclair did? Pull in some superpowered future self and just wreck everything? Even Sonia.
I should step in and put an end to this subject before Rodia gets the blues. I don't think so. From what Ishmael and Faust reported back then. Right? Sinclair from the future said each sign carries a different power, I think. Area 9, I know, right? Maybe, those layers of lightnings Damian used to finish off Cromer or send Son dragging us into his story. Those could be it. Aye, that does seem plausible. So, none of that information is information we can confirm yet.
Correct. As you have stated, any discussion of this subject would not venture beyond the realm of wild speculation. Nothing has been proven yet. Ergo, fear would be an unnecessary response at present.
There's that brassness grounded in supposition, but it would seem that researchers are coaxing forth the hypothesis of the vestiges left in the wake of Sinclair's future self.
Oh, that. Maybe some singularity or whatever, yeah?
Oh, the precise position of the hypothesis is the fundamental principles of the science working may be equivalent to the singularities of relics begin. But as no actionable evidence is obtained from Sinclair, there's precisely no means by which this hypothesis may be validated. Begin. I see. The nothing came out from them dragging Sinclair off for that research.
Oh, he also thought that was being direct off, but still let it happen anyway.
No, I mean...
I'm kidding. Just thought I'd try going along with the mood.
With how blue he was, yeah, we didn't get his face, yep. Since Son having a son, but was an imbecile assumption, he probably did, yeah. The old Sinclair wouldn't have even thought to joke around like that. He's really changed lately, for the better, I think. So, did anything happen that we should worry about? I stuck close to him just in case nothing serious came up. Just took some blood, a small skin sample, and they were also checking if the sign reacts to electrical stimulation.
Yeah, and I had to fill out some questionnaire too. It's things like, please describe what you remember from the battle exactly as it happened, or at least the sensations you felt when you regained consciousness.
And your memories of that moment have yet to return?
No, I don't know if they will ever come back. Actually, first said this only exists within my future self, so... Wait, but for my future self to even have those memories, shouldn't I carry them in the first place? Which memories come first?
A paradox, as it would seem. In such a case...
That Sinclair is merely one branch among the many possible futures.
Excuse me, I needed to burp.
If the future unfurls into boundless branches by means of ceaseless bifurcation, then the body of information that consumes a certain future would scatter into grains from more fleeting and dust, to diminish, to ever reverse their course and trace their path back to the self that now exists. Is that theory suggested?
Not a certainty, but a plausible interpretation.
Here you go again, more of that nonsense only you lot can understand. Hey, Marion now had get your guy sucking it out of him, didn't he? That's a bottom his car we left in there somewhere, yeah? That muscle memory or whatever, perhaps he can still pull out some of those tricks from back then.
Tricks from back then?
Then you kicked out some proper out there. You even pulled out that trick you picked up from that gymnastic geezer, right?
Not just that, he was using that Mang technique quite effortlessly too.
What? That glowing ring shit?
Yup, it was the glowing ring thing. He had two of them coiled around his weapon.
I used the glowing ring thing! This is the first time I'm hearing anything about it.
Alright, so what exactly is that glowing ring thing? Anyone?
Maybe some technique that enhances physical capacity?
I mean, I guess that fleshy aura that makes you real tough's part of it, but there's got to be more, da?
No. Curious secret finger they passed out to members. Technique, skill, something like that. Look at it, Black Cody leader, the lay hang prick. And nurse fighters we fought, all them lot of fingers, ain't they?
The notion seems to unravel, for even among the LCD, there were those who came to wield it.
And Vergilius too? So, proper hard masters can use it. There's some push-up and some push-up and trick in it.
Without anyone in particular promoting it, the sinners slowly turned their gaze towards Vergilius and Vespa.
I'm a Lord I'll wield it from the team leader too. I have a sensory understanding of Shin, but I can claim nothing to from the very croissant. However, I can spare some rumors through their without resources, very croissant.
The funniest stage in Intervallo, I really love it, yes.
Rumors?
It's a secret to the multi elite versus an association leadership, very croissant. So there is a separate called Shin, capable of enhancing the body without having to pay expensive upkeep costs, very croissant. A rumor among fixers, say it now. Oui. Even though the techniques to manifest out tips really spreads to hearsay, we croissant.
It shows us to have the same fresh chance of assault. I mean, we saw that they knew each other and they potentially worked with each other, so yes. Power at the cost of sanity, so it seems.
Oh yeah, that tricks. That super rookie column in the largest magma news. Bro is really popping off with it. Straight up out of formula, shiny man wrapped around their weapon.
Must have been that mine eyes are yet to be privy to seeing such a marvel in a video.
Wait, are you serious? It's in the latest issue. Literally the videotape in the back. Maybe you missed it.
Video tape, huh? Alas, for many a week have I been stranded from VII, leaving me of a chance to read it, not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well. Woe is me! I return. When I return, I shall feast through the night upon those noble exploits adventuring fixers.
Don doesn't know what a VHS is, yo. As Don Quixote dramatically spiraled into a state of upper dejection, Otis cut into the conversation, her gaze narrowing with suspicion.
From what I recall, the mantle of Shin grants its users high degree of physical enhancement. There is no such thing as reinforcement without supplies. No power of that magnitude comes without an equivalent cost to wield it.
That power relies on emotion and will for manifestation. Its output is not consistent like prosthesis and augmentation.
Look, what were they doing?
Depending on how it is used, the consequence it demands can reach levels comparable to the EGO you use.
I mean, that is extract to put all upon the mind.
I can walk you through the fundamentals if you'd like. Oui, croissant.
From that observed, it appears to be a technique reserved for those of considerable strength. At our current level, it is not unreasonable to assume we could make use of it.
Regarding that, our team leader has been conducting intensive research, oui, croissant. And according to her, physical strength itself has little bearing on one's ability to learn and win in oui, croissant.
As the Yellow Harpoon says, it is in essence a power that can be learned by almost anyone, provided they know the proper method of training.
Vespa's brows visibly twitched the moment Yellow Harpoon left Vergilius' lips. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a big fan of his own title. The Yellow Harpoon. Well, it fits, I think. He's got those yellow stripes on his clothes and he uses a harpoon too. Can he argue with that?
If I were to exaggerate, even Sinner Yiseng's pre-contract self could manage to learn it.
Top 3 Kantos are caught up Kanto-wise. 7, 4, that was Yiseng's. And, Yiseng's was number 4. So, Quixote, Yiseng, and Honglu. In that order. Yeah. To exaggerate, yes, to exaggerate. Yeah, 7, the Quixote, that was absolutely beautiful. Yi Sang, I loved every I just loved it, and Hong Lu just yeah, like Kanto 4 was my favorite up until Kanto 7. And it's just, yeah, I love it. I love it. Mersal will use 12 rings on his Kanto. Trust, not unless we ask him to. Mersal can already do this. So, yeah. Look, I loved Kanto 7 so much that I ended up actually buying my first plushie ever. Which, by the way, let's pan over. There it is. Quixote is my first ever plushie that I ever bought. She is my favorite character, along with Eskie. Yeah, she's being she's hanging out with Eskie over there. Eskie from Expedition 33, my other favorite character. These are the only 2 plushies I have ever purchased for myself. And she's got her snag and smack for it. Yes. Anyway.
Why must the self of mine be chosen at this point of comparison?
Well, you're the wimpiest one here.
Don't let it get to you.
Yi Sang plushie 2. I love Yi Sang, not as much as Quixote. Chaz compared to the other sinner, take his canon power skill in question? Yes.
Even so, it would be a mistake to assume it's a power anyone can grasp with ease. As long as you're bound by a contract to sinners, your ability to wield it will be severely limited. Unless you rely on particular identities or come up with an extraordinary circumstance.
Sure, that would have been useful.
Hey, then what about me? Can I learn it too?
Kira, who had been fidgeting with her fingers, raised an arm and asked as though she couldn't hold the question back any longer. Yellow, drawn a better title for Despa, as in the humming vibration of harpoon, also drawn as in the roll of the bees. Nah, he should have been the yellow little bee. Come to think of it, the middle nurse father didn't use any Shin or Mang.
Papa never taught me how to use it. He always said I could get stronger without a stupid crush like that.
It wasn't that he didn't teach you. He couldn't talk. We wasn't. He was a man who probably had never once reflected upon his own sins. A piece of trash like him wouldn't be incapable of even comprehending such a power in the first place. So we wasn't.
Vespa's responses always come back dripping with venomous hatred whenever the conversation turns to the topic of the fingers. Kira must have noticed too, or perhaps she simply couldn't find the right words to push back. Either way, she held her tongue, her expression settling into a blend of frustration and something that looked like a little too close to sadness.
If you want to reduce it as a yes or no, then yes. You'll be able to learn it with the odds in your favor. That is, assuming that the company decides to tolerate your continued existence.
I already said I get it!
As it stands, you're nothing more than a pending case of disposal, closer to a threat than you are to an ally, strictly speaking. Don't get comfortable because the manager and the sinners treat you with lenience. Step out of line, you will be the one who pays the price.
There was nothing in what Vergilius said that I could argue with. Kira had been a member of the House of Spiders. She murdered scores of LCE researchers and left us with plenty of memories we'd rather not revisit. For now, we're just working together. Not contesting that decision doesn't mean we have not had feelings toward her. Leaving Kira alone with her thoughts, the sinners slipped back into their own business. Snacks, idle chatter, and conversations about whatever happened around LCE.
The examination is concluded. It's supposed to be initiated that you hear the results together.
And before we knew it, Hohenheim and Ryoshu returned. Nice. This is the best moment to Matthias, but you to Kira? Yeah, absolutely. And with that, oi. All right, we have the daily check-in and everything. And with that, this is where we're gonna be calling it a night. Holy shit, we're gonna be continuing this tomorrow. The novels when you catch up. So we are gonna do Lobotomy Corporation once we catch up with Limbus Company, once we do Canto 10. Then we're doing Library of Ruina. You have my word, as soon as we are able to go back to full time, we are bringing back the book club. We did read through Leviathan live on stream, and we are gonna read through Distortion Detective. Anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be it for me today, everybody. Once again, if you missed anything today or want to catch up to the full playthrough, it all goes to the Games Are Bastard channel. That's where all the videos go to. If you join and become a paid member, you get early access to the content. Basically, on top of supporting the channel more than you already are, you get to watch the videos as soon as they are scheduled. Railways or Vetarius? Yeah, we will do them, just not today. And yeah, make sure you join the Discord link down below. Everything gets announced there first. And yeah, with that, I think I do need to go to bed. I am very tired. I've been resting today, and I am very tired because it turns out I was a lot more tired than I expected. So yeah, best game by these devs. I've heard wonderful things by all of them, so yes. Anyway, with that, that is going to be it for another stream. Thank you for another incredible stream. This was awesome. Let me just put this back. We'll be back tomorrow with more LFAs, more Limbus Company. And yeah, with that, thank you again, everybody, for everything. Again, I am grateful every single day that I get to do this at all, and that any of you like this to begin with. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you for the follows, for the subs, for the bribes, for the good times and everything. I'm just happy that I get to do this at all. So yeah. With that, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. Have yourselves a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you all next time. Good night, everybody.